Setting up an online booking link on your website as a private clinician. It's one of the key things that we need to get right. Makes a big difference for patients being able to book. I get patients who comment on it regularly in my clinic saying how easy it was to book. It is not, however, as simple as saying just create a booking link to make it happen. And there are some things that you need to do in the background. It's a bit convoluted, so bear with me and I'll see if I can talk you through how to create an online booking link in Semble, hopefully in the next 10 or 15 minutes or so. Right, log into your Semble, head to settings. You're going to need to have a user defined. Now, if you're a single clinician or a solo practitioner, you will be the only person that name turns up here. You have to be the manager and you can also be the clinician. When you are first logging in, you have to add yourself as a new user by putting in the information on this file. You can upload your signature as a PDF, which is very handy. If you want to add more than one person, you can designate what they do, but the first person has to be the manager as well. You can dictate when your calendar settings are, any notifications that you want to receive, and you just fill in that form and your name will appear there, or the person's name will appear there. Once you've got a user, we can go into locations. We need to state where that person will be doing their work from. I have my Glasgow Air Clinic set up, but in the first instance, you'll need to put down what the first location may be. Click Save, and you'll get the first one. Now I have a couple of things. Let's go into Edit. So I've added a room, and you can put in who it is. And you'll see that I have a load of things that I can add as services provided. Now you won't be able to do that initially because you won't have added any services. So you want to add a room, but you won't have this selection bit. So once we've got a room, we can now click on our availability in that room. Come back to the service provided in a second. You can select general availability and it gives you a little indication of what that might be used for. Say, for example, any nurse practitioner doing blood tests or something like that any person can do. So you might want to have that. Obviously, I'm just on my own, so I can set my own timetable. That's what I've currently got set out as of today. And I have it set up so that I have clinical hours and then I have some time set aside each day to take marketing follow-up calls, which I do think is a useful thing to have. To edit that or to state what the availability is, you can add a block and then you can type in whatever time you want. You have to put in the colon, sorry. And say I want to do it 9 to 5. And then I state what I'm doing. So I'm going to state that it's my clinic because I added a location. And then I tick, and it adds it in there. That's helpful. And if you don't want it, you can just click remove. There we are. So if you want to do the same thing each day, you can copy from previous day, which is helpful and quick. So once you've got your availability in terms of time, and you can edit this anytime you like, you're going to want to set up the actual appointment, and the actual appointment is considered a product in Semble. So you kind of come into the product section and there'll be a few dummy examples that come with the Semble, and then you want to add in the products that you want to put in. Excuse me. So that may be a product like a medication, a vaccine, a lab test. It may actually be a procedure if you're doing procedures, but you're definitely going to want an appointment. So let's put in new appointment. And we can set a price for it. I'm just going to set a price at £40. You could set that at the full price for the appointment. You could set it at a deposit price. That's entirely up to you. You can state how long you want the appointment to be. I'm going to state 20 minutes. You can denote a color in your diary if you so wish. and you can state whether it's a video consultation, and importantly, you can state whether it's prepayment for online booking. I personally use a deposit prepayment online, so my deposits are all £20 at the minute, but you could put the full price if you want. You could put a deposit price. That's your choice. Now, because we added a location, I can click where my location is, and we've added clinicians, so we can add my clinician. That was in the users section. So it doesn't matter who you pick. If you just pick one, obviously it's going to say all. You can put in some details if you want to put details about the stock level, if it's medication, or the serial number of the vaccines, etc. Now, you can set up confirmation and cancellation messages, and I will come back to this in just a second because we haven't set those up as yet. But I just want to go through this. You can also set a reminder. You can set up a follow-up message. There's something called health code, and if you want to have this through private medical insurance as an appointment that people can book, then you can click yes, but you will have to set up a health code account through Vida so that you can then access the payments through the insurance companies. And if you want to set a contract price, maybe you have a contract with a company to provide cover for lots of staff members, for example, then you may want to think about whether or not you want to do contract pricing, and you may offer them a different price. Once you've done that, click save, and that will save your new product. Well, in this case, it's going to be my new appointment, and here it comes. And we can see that, and we can edit it if we want to. Importantly, you can label whether or not it is something which is for insurance or self-pay, and you can just click save. Once you've got your product, remember I said you could set up an email response. So we're going to go back into settings, and there's a bit down here called SMS and email template. Now that I use the emails, it does tell you there's a charge cost for SMS. And if you want to set up an appointment confirmation email, you can do so. So I've done that, and you can view it. And when you go into it, you can select all of the things that this email gets sent out. So if somebody makes an appointment, it says it sends it to that. So if I wanted to add my new appointment onto there, it automatically comes up. But if I don't want it to be on there, which I don't because I've already got other things on there, then I'm just going to take it away. You can then dictate what the actual email says, and you can say, you input these bracketed points, which puts in that person's name as they typed it on their booking form. I'll show you the booking form in a moment. Thank you for booking, and you can write your email so that it always says the same things. Okay. It knows what your practice name and address is because you've put that in the general settings. And then you click save. And that's your appointment confirmation email set up. You can have an appointment reminder email. Again, for the same things that people are booking. And you can dictate when it should be sent out. You can dictate what it says. Again, you can put in different blocks. So if you wanted to add the title in, say for example here, it would do patient title. Okay. I'm just going to take that away. And click save. If you want to add a cancellation email, you go through the same process. If you want to add in a follow-up email, you can add in the same process. The follow-up email is good. I think it's helpful to have, and you can put a nice little message in it. And you can also add your Google review link or whoever you use for review links into that and ask patients to leave a review. So that gets done automatically, which is very, very helpful. So you're going to need to get those, and then you go back into your product, and wherever a new consultation ended up being, new appointment, sorry, we want to edit it. And now, because I've got those appointment emails, I can have an appointment confirmation email, I can have an appointment cancellation email, I can have a reminder email. Okay, so those will automatically be able to let you pick them when you've created them. But the first time until you've done it, you have to go and create them. So that's getting it set up. We now need to go and make sure that we can actually get paid. So in integrations, there is going to be an integration for Semble Pay. Now, when you click on this the first time, it'll say connect with Semble Pay. And this basically allows you to go through the process of setting up a Stripe account, which is the merchant provider that takes the payments online and via cards, connects it to your Semble account, which basically allows people to pay whatever fee it is. In our case, it was £40 to actually book their appointment. It's a relatively straightforward process. I don't think it took more than a couple of minutes, and you will have to have an account details to put in to Stripe to tell them where to pay the money to, which kind of makes sense. Once you've set that bit up, you can actually now finally get on with the online booking part. And when you come to set up a new online booking, you can dictate the name. So we'll say new appointment. You can put a description in if you need to delineate that differently. It does tell you that the description is a reference point only. You can state if you want a minimum notice for booking. Do you want an hour, maybe? The minimum notice for cancellation, you might say 24 hours. You can dictate how frequent the appointments are seen in the calendar. I booked a 20-minute appointment, so I'm going to say 20 minutes. And I only want them to see 6 weeks ahead of time. You can write in a little confirmation text. Now, I've done this before, but just something quite simple, just saying, thank you very much for successfully booking your appointment. Just gives people that information that they need. You may want to write in something for patient disclosure if that is what you need to do. If you are working on Saturday and Sunday, then don't tick that box. But if you are not working on Saturday and Sunday, you might just want to remove them from the options on the online calendar. I'll show you that in a second. If you have more than one location, you may want to force a patient to select a location. But if you don't need to. You may be able to allow patients to book with a specific clinician. Again, only if you've got more than one clinician, is that relevant? The location that they're booking will only be the locations that you've dictated in the locations tab that we talked about earlier. The clinicians will only be the clinicians that they can book. And the appointment types will be any of the appointments that you've already added in the product section. So we earlier talked about the new consultation. New appointment, that's it. So we can click that that's what they can book. You can ask the patient when they are filling in their details on the form to book their appointment, whether or not you want to hide the confirmation email, hide their title, birth name, gender, date of birth. You can play around with that and see whatever they want to have. And you can put in custom questions. So you may want to have something which is requiring them to answer the question. So it could be something as simple as confirming this is a deposit that will be deducted from, or this is a full payment of the appointment. Okay, so this booking is a deposit. You can put the words in whatever you want it to do. Sorry, I put that in the wrong box. You have to put it in there. I'm just going to click tick just so I can show you what this looks like. You can click to make it active. I'm just going to save it, and then you can see what new appointment actually looks like. So this is what patients will actually see when they come along to your website. Now at the moment I haven't got any appointments available because I haven't set up the availability part of it per se, but when I go back into one that I've done before, so if I do this one, you can see that there are appointments available, and when you click on one of them, it asks them to select their title, their name, their date of birth, all the things that I didn't click hide, and their phone number and email and reason for a visit. They can put in their little sort of spiel that they want to say, which is very, very helpful. So once you've got to the point of creating the actual appointment and getting it active, I'll show you what it looks like. You actually get this section here where you get an online booking URL. And this is the bit that you can just click copy, and in your website you can actually create a button with a hyperlink for that URL, so that when they click book appointment on your website, it takes them straight to the page that I was just showing you. So it would take them specifically to the thing that they were booking. Now I've got multiple things that patients can book, and you will have too. So that allows people to book their appointments according to what they're looking for. And that's pretty much it for setting up an online booking. I think the thing to remember is you can just play around with this and take your time and get through all of the different bits that you need to go through. It certainly took me some time to kind of make sure all the right bits were there. Until you've got all of the bits about the sort of availability, the products and the users and the clinicians and the rooms all set up, you're not actually able to create that booking link, and it is a bit of a faff, but it's possible. And once you've got it done, you can repeat that process for all the different products that you want to do, and hopefully you'll be able to start taking appointments online. I hope that helps.